everyone, how's it going? It's getting exciting. If you read my email the other day, you know that the fitness center is opening up Tuesday, tomorrow. I'm encouraging you guys to kind of stay home for now, unless you really want to come in. And then on Fridays, we will be having our outdoor walking class at 1 p.m. So that's exciting. Today, we're going to be doing some power moves. You'll need a chair. So I feel like I've been neglecting kind of why we do our power moves, and as we kind of get back into moving around again, getting out and about, I want to really stress the importance of why we do our power moves. So I'm going to try to get through all of the seated power moves today, and then maybe some standing power moves as well. And then next week I'll be doing the power moves on the ground, and while we do those as well. So if we're sitting in our chair, I turn it sideways so you can see. I'm not slouching, I'm not using that backrest. I'm pretending that I cut this backrest off. I'm on the very edge of my chair. My feet are nice and planted on the ground. My feet are also about shoulder width apart. And I feel pretty stable. I'm sitting up nice and tall, shoulders back. And we're gonna start off with our power up. So to prepare for power up, we're gonna lean forward. We're gonna count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm sitting up nice, big and tall, arms behind me. I might even wanna look up a bit. I'm gonna count to 10. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the reason why we do power up is it helps with our posture. Because I know a lot of us are sitting down lately. So it helps us kind of go against gravity. We're sitting up nice and tall. All right, we're not hunched over, we're not slouched. We're up nice and tall. So we're gonna do 20 of them fast, all right? And go. Down, 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 10, halfway, down, 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 and 20. All right, so after our power up, we move into power rock. So same thing, we're on the edge of our chair. We're still thinking about that good posture, not using that backrest. Feet nice and planted. So for power rocks next, we're going to take that arm and we're going to plant it on our leg. Doesn't matter what side you start with. I'm starting on my right side, and I'm taking that arm and I'm reaching it towards that ceiling, spreading all my fingers apart, really trying to reach for the ceiling, getting a nice stretch. Count to 10, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I'm going to take it to the other side. I'm going to plant my elbow down on my leg, reaching up towards that ceiling, getting that stretch, wiggling all my fingers. Count to 10. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So with our power rock, we're working on our weight shifting. So kind of that side to side rocking movement. So some ways that we would use power rock is if maybe we dropped our TV remote and we need a rock to one side to pick it up, or we have to reach for something over there, or we're reaching for something over there. When we're standing, it helps us transition to the next activity. So I'm going to challenge you for power rock. You can either continue with your arm planted on top of your leg, or you can take that arm and you can reach it down for your foot. Kind of give yourself a little bit more of a challenge. If reaching to the floor is too much, if you have yoga blocks or even if you have a bunch of books you can stack up, you can put the books so you don't have to go all the way down. If that makes sense. All right, so 20 power rocks. I'm gonna do the first half with my arms leaning on my legs. And then once I get 10 of them done, I'm gonna switch to my arms going down to the floor. All right, on your marks, get set, go. Halfway, I'm switching. And 20. All right, next up, everyone's favorite. We're gonna burn our shoulders here. We have power twist. So we're gonna prep for this movement by starting kind of that power up position. We're gonna count to 5, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're gonna twist, we're gonna clap our hands. I'm going to my left side, count to 5, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to that open, I'm squeezing my shoulders together behind me. Count to 5, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Twisting the other direction. Notice how my hips and my legs are moving with me. Count to 5, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back open. The reason why we do our power twist is if maybe someone calls for you behind you, you're gonna have to turn over your shoulder. You notice how I'm still using my whole body to kind of shift to look over my shoulder. If I need to check my blind spot when I'm driving or I need to go in reverse, I have to use that motion. It also helps with rigidity. If you feel like yourself getting tense and tight because you haven't been moving, that's going to help you loosen up that spine, all right? So, again, I'm going to get myself resituated here. I'm on the edge of my seat, feet are nice and planted, sitting up nice and tall, shoulders back. We're going to have 20 power twists, so I'm going to start open. I'm gonna go to my left first and go. Open, 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 and done. So for our last power move, we're gonna be working on our power step. So instead of starting with our feet shoulder width apart, we're gonna bring our feet together. We're still on the edge of our seat though, and sitting up nice and tall. So for power step, to prep for that, we're gonna take one foot out nice and wide, and we're gonna lean towards it to get a nice stretch. Count to 10, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back together. And now to our other side. Lean forward. Count to 10, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Feet back together. The reason why we want to practice power step is obviously we need a step to get to places. Even when you're sitting down, if you want to maybe scooch to another end of the couch, you have to lift those feet up before you can scooch. Or another example, getting in and out of the car. So to get in and out of the car, you have to step, and then get up. So we use power step quite often, so it's a good thing to practice. So we're going to be doing 20 power steps here. I'm going to start to my right if you want to follow along with me. Otherwise, it doesn't matter which foot you start with. And go. Together. 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 together, 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 and together. All right, so we made it through all of our seated power moves. Again, it's important that we practice our seated power moves because I know with quarantine, I'm sure a lot of us have been sitting down a lot more than we have in the past. So it's good to practice there, but it's also important to do our power moves on our feet because that's how we get from place to place, and we want to continue getting place to place on our feet. So if you want for balance or support, you can have that chair in front of you or even to the side. I'm going to have mine off to the side so that you guys can see what I'm doing. So remember, it's going to be in the same order as our power moves in our chair. We're going to start off with power up. So to prepare for power up, we're going to have our feet nice and planted about shoulder width apart. All right, and so for power up, we're going to go down into a squat. See how low you can go? Count to 10, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Come back up into that power up. Count to 10, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. With our power up on our feet, it's just as important, kind of the same things to remember as when we did our power up in our chair. It helps with our posture, kind of, so we're not hunched over walking like this. We're nice and tall when we walk. All right, so posture, that anti-gravity going against that gravity, standing up very tall. We got 20 of them, so get your feet back to planted, get comfy. So we have 20. And go. Down. 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 10 halfway. Down. 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 And 20. All right. After our power up on our feet, we're going to move into our power rock. So to prep for that, I want you guys to get in a nice ready stance, kind of like we're going to play some sports. Once you're here, I want you to rock and shift to one side. Wiggle all those fingers. I want you to look up at your hand. And then also if you want to challenge yourself here, lift up that foot, count to 10, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then back to that ready stance. So after we do one side, we have to prep for the other side. So ready stance, I'm rocking, wiggling all my fingers. I'm gonna look up at my hand, and I'm gonna see if I can lift up that toe. For me, this side is a little bit more challenging to balance on. Could be the same for you. Count to 10, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so the reason why we do practice our power rocks, it helps with our weight shifting, so shifting from one leg to the other, that kind of rocking motion like we're dancing. It's also, if we want to transition from one spot to the next, we have to shift our weight onto that foot. All right, so we have 20 power rocks. So we're gonna get in that get ready position and go. All right, back to our favorite power twist. So our stance here, we're still gonna be shoulder width apart. We're standing up nice and tall. We're starting in our open. Count to 5, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're twisting. Notice how I move my whole hips. Count to 5, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back to open, count to 5, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Twisting again, count to 5, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and open. So, like I said with our power twist earlier, it helps us with our rigidity, so we can kind of move more freely with our back. If you're walking and your friend's behind you and they call and you want to see who it is, we have to power twist to look behind us. All right, so we have 20 power twists. We're gonna start open. I'm gonna go to my left first, and go. Open, 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 and 20. All right. Power step kind of makes the most sense when you're on your feet because we have to power step whenever we walk anywhere, in any direction. All right, so we're gonna start just side to side first. So when we power step, we're gonna imagine that we have a hurdle. So we need to lift that leg up as high as we can each time. Nice big step, and we're gonna stretch. Count to 10, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And together, still bringing that leg up just as high. We're gonna go into the other direction. Count to 10, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back together. Since we're gonna do our power steps in all the directions, we're gonna do 10 each way. So we're gonna do 10 power steps side to side. All right, we're gonna also make sure we use our arms nice and big. Okay, and go. Together, 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 and 10 together. Next up, we're gonna step forward. So I'm gonna turn to my side here. So I'm still gonna lift that foot up nice and high. I'm gonna take a nice big step. My arms are either going up or out to my side. So I'm gonna have my arms go up, count to 10, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back. And the other foot, nice and high, big step, arms up, or to your side, count to 10, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back. We have 10 of them. And go. Together. 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 10 together. All right, so just as important as it is to practice stepping forward, it's also important to practice stepping backwards. The reason why I want you guys to practice taking one step backwards is because if we find ourselves backpedaling, we have to know how to stop so that we don't walk into anything behind us or trip over something because we can't see what's behind us. So, when we take our step backwards, I want you guys to have feet shoulder width apart. We're going to have a slight bend in the knees. Your hands are going to be in that right position. And you're going to just take a step back. Alright? Doesn't have to be dramatic, high up. I just want you guys to learn how to take that step so that you stop yourself. Count to 10, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and together. With your other foot, take that step back to stop yourself. Count to 10, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's also important here that we shift our weight forward a little bit. So when we take our step back, we're not sending our weight back to continue the back pedaling. We're shifting that weight forward so that we stop, all right? So we have 10 with each foot here. And go. Together. 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 All right. So we made it through all the power moves, sitting and standing. We also explained why we would practice those and kind of examples of when we would use it in real life. Next week on Monday, I'll make the video about our hands and knees power moves on our belly and our back. All right, so have fun. If you want extra credit, see if you can go through all the power moves on your hands and knees, your belly, and your back. See how much you remember, and maybe even come up with your own examples on why we would practice some of the power moves. All right. Hopefully see you guys soon. Have a good rest of your week.